Hello there, this is Carlo, and welcome yet to another After Effects tutorial. So this is just a rundown, and I've got to do some tweaks on this scene as well, on basically how I've done this nice little Star Wars scene. Decided to sort of knock something up like this. It's far from finished, just to celebrate the release of Rogue One coming out this Christmas, which is quite exciting. So we've got some TIE fighters here, and we've got the Death Star up here. We've got 3 TIE fighters, 1 hovering there, 2 just flying past, and then it sort of goes out, and then just flies out of shot, which is quite nice, but still a lot of sort of fiddling around to do, and a lot of adjustments on this scene, especially around this part here. So yeah, let's do this, and hopefully you can sort of get a rough idea of where I'm coming from with this. There's a lot of bits and pieces that have actually gone into this, so it's quite a complicated shot, but needless to say, we've got some lighting here all the way around. I sort of need to work on the lighting a bit, sort of bring it down a bit, so we're going to be working on some lighting today as well, working on adding some more moons to this part of the scene. I want a nice little red moon up here, and I've got a picture. I'm going to get a picture, if I can, a PNG picture that we can add into that, and just do a bit of colour correction and see where we can sort of go from there. So I've got my null here, my group null, and I've got 84 objects connected to that null, which is crazy. The main null being the main X-Wing fighter here, which is quite cool. I've just dipped the sky background a little bit red here, so I can get sort of some definition of creating this Star Wars scene, and just basically getting it the way I want it to get. But like I said, there's still a lot to do, so let's just get cracking with this. So I'm just going to bring in another planet that I've got that I want to add to the scene, and I might have to sort of cut it out, which is this red planet here, which I think just looks wicked. I'm going to rename this Death Star, because I'm not yet named that, and I like to be organised. I'm just going to drop the Mustafa just under that, and that's it there. And it I've got to sort of cut this down, so I'm just going to scale this down just a bit. I might need to drop this down to half res because of the amount of layers I've got going on here. So let's just drop that down a bit, and I'm just going to cut that out with my ellipse tool, very sort of like that, which will do fine. It's not the full size, but I don't want it to be the full size anyway. I'm just going to feather it out a bit, like so, because I sort of want it blending into the background of the scene, and also I want to give you a rough idea of how something like this is created. Now I'm going to get my Mustafa system, I'm going to make it a 3D layer, and then as you can see it sort of jumped out of frame here, so I want to sort of place it just behind my Death Star, maybe sort of bring it over here a bit, just to show, you know, like in the films they've always got like a bigger sort of planet sort of system showing, you know, in the background here. So I'm just going to put it up here, and I want a couple of space cruisers in the sky as well, sort of going past, which will be cool. So I'm just going to scroll down a bit, and I'm just going to parent that to my null object here, and I'm just going to check, yeah, that stays in position, which is great. So if we sort of play that back, that stays exactly where it is, and that's what I want. Now obviously, you know, there's a lot of colour grading that's got to go into this. It's far from finished. Maybe we can sort of, you know, reposition this maybe just behind the Death Star here, maybe bring it up here, because I just want it sort of like in the background. And then what I want to do is just play around with this background, because I'm not too happy with this background. But as you can see, they've sort of entered the atmosphere. I may have to scale this Death Star down a bit. Let's just click on my desktop, click on the scale, and just make that a little bit smaller because it's way too big what it is. And what I'm going to do with my Death Star, I'm going to click on it, I'm going to go to effects, I'm going to go to color correction, and is it under here? I need to blur it out, blur and sharpen, there we go. Let's go to radial blur, and I've just blurred it out just a bit, and this is where it allows you to blur certain parts of the actual image out. So I just want to blur that out just a bit, so we sort of guess what it is, and you don't guess what it is, you sort of know. And obviously these ships are moving at a fast pace in the scene. I'm also gonna add sorry, I'll go back to my main comp. I'm gonna add a radial blur to my planet there. So let's just go to blur and sharpen. Let's just add a radial blur to that as well, and as you can see, it just gives a nice sort of nice effect to that part of the scene. Now obviously, you know, I want to create some set extension to this just to make this look a little bit better, and I just want to do some sort of a planetary scene here. So I'm just going to go, and I'm just going to go Star Wars or planet backdrop. Oh, I don't know what this is going to give me, but we'll sort of have a look to see where we can sort of go with this. Just want to find a nice backdrop. See, that's not too bad. It's a nice size as well, this bit here. So I think we're going to view that image. Yep, that looks pretty cool. This is the image I want. I'm going to save as, put it to my desktop. I'm going to save, and this is the bit that I want here, this bit here. So what I'm going to do is go back to my project, file, import file, and I'm just going to get that image that I just downloaded, and I'm going to drop that on top. I'm just going to scale that down just a touch, like so, not too much, because after all it's a 3D layer that we're going to make out of it. So I'm just going to make my 3D layer with it now, and I'm just going to scale it down some more. I'm going to bring it up to about there. I'll scale it down lots more, and this is so basically I can cut it. So just scale down. Let's just bring it to about there. Let's just use these just to scale it down. Obviously it's going to look a hell of a lot different because it's now a 3D layer. So let's just turn off the 3D layer to start off with to make life easier. Don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. I suppose it's 10 to 11 at night and I'm not really performing very well. Right, so get my pencil, and then I'm just going to mask this bit out. Right, so that's cool. I'm just going to feather it out just a bit, just a tiny bit. And basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the main point, and I'm just going to sort of bring my mask right over, so I'm going to match my backdrop the best I can with this. Just bring this over here. Now I don't know how this is going to turn out. It might turn out good, might turn out crap, don't know. But you know, at the end of the day, trying is the key, right? So I'm going to put that back up, and I'm just going to click on this layer here, and I'm just going to bring it into the position I want. Maybe rotate it a bit, make sure it's selected, make sure it's selected. So rotation, that might be a bit easier, eh? Right, so I've got that there, right, but it don't look right, does it? So let's just bring it up. Maybe bring our mask up to there. Bring this mask up to about there. Feather, and just really push the feather into a new level. Now let's put this here, just behind our on top of our other layers, and let me just parent that with our null object and just see where we go. Right, so that stays in shape. Now we need to work on the whole look of this blended with this. So because this is like my backdrop, this is like my main backdrop, right click, let's go to effects, let's go to color correction, and let's go to my curves, and let's just try and bring that down just a bit. Right, okay, so that's that. Now I've got Death Star, I've got this one, I've got background. Let's bring this down, really bring this down. Let's change this to RGB, and let's just bring that down so it's dark. And bring my heads down now. Right, so maybe punch it up just a bit. And we've got to get, you see the way this is like a light and this is a dark, but I want to get some sort of measure of you know, there's something sinister going on up there, and it just doesn't look right at the moment, this bit and this bit. So I need to play around with the darkness of this a lot more. So that ain't looking too bad. So we've got a lovely red planet there, which we can also position. And we're going to change our lights a bit as well, guys. Let's put this there. That looks good. We've got our Death Star there. It's not looking too bad. What I'm going to do is that layer here, I'm going to add a blur to it as well. So we've got a nice blur to it as it moves, as this whole scene sort of moves down like this. So it's a question of just playing around with how it looks. Now I wanted to shut off for a sec because I've got a lovely moon in that picture, so I don't think I'm going to need this here. So we're going to get rid of that. Right, and I'm going to come here as we've got some nice lighting down here. Now I need to make some authorizations. Is that right word? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to just up here because I want to fix the lighting coming down. I want to make it a really sort of dark and somewhat like dingy. Let's get the parallel lights and bring them right down. And let me get my first parallel light. And we're just going to have a look to see how that lighting has turned up. So that's not too bad, but remember in post we've got to colour correct as well. So let's just round preview that. That pans down, that comes in. Still not too convinced about my ships. I'm not too happy with the way they look in the scene. So I'm going to do a bit of work on them with you guys, which should be fun. So let's have a look, see what we can do with these. So I'm just going to go to my jet layer, go to my scene setup, and I'm just going to have a look at where I can go with the lighting. So I'm just going to have a look and see. Let's get an environment. Let's have a look at Aqua. Aqua's a bit dark. Dark's not too bad. Red might be a bit too bright. Let's go sun. Right, so let's have a look at that now. I'm just going to have a look at my environment, and I'm just going to play around with some of the settings of the body. So here's our basic color settings, and what I want to do is I want to, you can see how you can change a color here, right? But I sort of want to make it a little bit sort of darker, but without changing the color too much. Let's go OK on that. Now let's just click OK and just see how that's sort of not really changing. I mean, it's had a bit of blue to it, but I suppose once we get our color correction, we should sort of be alright with that. Now I'm just going to put that on top, and I just want to go to effects. I want to go, where is it, color correction. I'm going to go to my levels for this one, and I'm just going to bring the level up there, maybe punch these up, maybe quite a bit, yeah, like that. Now let's bring it back a bit, like so. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of the comp. Darken that up too much, so let's bring that up a bit. Too bright. And let's bring this over a bit, because I don't want to lose the look that I've got of the planetary system. Right, so that's not too bad. I want a sort of rough sort of silhouette there. Let's just run preview that. We've got a lot of motion blur going on here, guys. A lot of motion blur. As you can see, that does not look too bad at all. We've got some lovely glow in the clouds. Once we put our main movie colour correction on this, should look pretty goddamn cool as a scene. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a tutorial for you guys, showing you how to adapt and composite to a scene. I'm just going to check something a minute. I'm going to sort my smoke out a bit. Let's go to light options, and let's bring the darkness down just a bit. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this quick sort of Star Wars-y Rogue One tutorial. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, guys, a like rating would definitely be appreciated. And as always, I will definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.